All right, good afternoon. Welcome everyone to our 5,461st meeting. I'm Tom Limon, president of the Oakland Rotary Club, founded in 1908. We are the third oldest Rotary Club in the world, with more than 36,000 Rotary clubs in over 200 countries worldwide. Our club represents a diverse membership of 280 business, professional, and community leaders united to serve our local and international communities through a commitment to service above self. I just want to say welcome to our friends on Zoom. I see Linda, Greg, Ken, Peter Sherris is out there, Mary, okay, Deborah Barnes, welcome. So just want to say hi to everyone. Okay, do we have any visiting Rotarians today? If so, please state your name so that we can recognize you this afternoon. Okay, Mr. Edgellin. Oh, we do have one. I see one, Mr. Jellin. We have two. We have, so Martha.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce the charter president of the Delta Antioch Rotary Club, Martha Gorelka, and my better half. Thank you, Martha.
Welcome, Martha. And I see two in the back.
President Tom, Keith Riarty, mostly retired. I have two guests today.
Wait, we're on visiting Rotarians.
Oh,
So we have Ed, we have one right in the back row.
back row, visiting
Sorry, Keith.
Rotarian, identify yourself, please. Hello.
So I'm Sarah Linda Jackson, your assistant area governor, and I bring for Tom and the club pleasure your Rotary Santa hats.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
proceeds from these hats are $25 each. However, the proceeds go to our wheelchair project through the district. So I'm leaving you with two nice bags of 20 Rotary hats, which I'm sure will go like hotcakes, correct?
Those are very cool. Thank you, Sarah Linda.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing those.
Want
Great.
to introduce yourself?
Okay, and so now we have we're ready to introduce some guests. Mr. Sean Marks.
Thank you, President Tom. I'm excited to have with me today Maya Newsom. She is the executive director or CEO, I'm not sure which, of Onyx Scholars that helps our kids in Oakland go on to college. Welcome, Maya.
Great, welcome, Maya.
President Tom, we do have one more visiting Rotarian
Okay,
from the Rotary Club of San Leandro, Assistant Governor Diane Dorn.
all right. Welcome, Diane. Diane's almost a member of our club, almost. Welcome, Diane. And do we have any other guests today? Mr. Keith.
President Tom, fellow Rotarians. I have two guests today. First one is Michael Houston, the acting city auditor for the city of Oakland.
Wow, welcome. Welcome, Michael.
And Eduardo Luna, who is the assistant city auditor for the city of Oakland.
Welcome. Okay. All right, so I believe that's all our guests so far? Okay. And I apologize, today is our 5,462nd meeting. Okay, Miss Pam Claassen, would you please lead us through our thought for the day?
Hello. Since this is our last meeting before Thanksgiving next week, in this spirit and in recognition of our Rotary Foundation campaign, I will share three brief quotes on gratitude. The first one is from John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. And the second one is from Kristen Armstrong. When we focus on our gratitude, the tide of disappointment goes out and the tide of love rushes in. And the third one from Marcel Proust. Let us be grateful to the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Thank you.
So Pam deserves a big thank you. She is helping us get our Rotary house in order. And she is here every week, putting in some serious hours. So let's just show some appreciation for Pam Clausen. It's great when you have when your club has a retired CFO to help get the books in order. So thank you, Pam. So I just wanted to share a couple of things. If we could keep the talking down, please. It's kind of loud. Okay, thank you. So a couple weeks ago, we had Jennifer Jones, and one thing we didn't really cover was that there was an Alzheimer walk, and a lot of different Rotary clubs participated, and we had a few members participate. Peter, if you could share the slide of the Alzheimer's walk. So there we have Mary's Young. I know Joe and Martha were there, and some other Rotarians from our club. But you know, these are great events to participate in and to be a part of. And so I just wanted to share this, that you know, Jennifer really had an incredible visit a couple of weeks back, and you know, this sort of topped it off. Next slide. So tonight, Sarah Linda Jackson is hosting a happy hour at the Piedmont Montclair Rotary Club with over at Krogan's in Montclair. So Peter, if you could show that slide too. So this is tonight. So if you're interested in grabbing a cocktail and meeting up with some of our colleagues at the Piedmont Montclair Club, but also some other guests from around Montclair, some leaders in Montclair, that would be a really nice event to attend. So please support them. And also coming up on December 4th is, on the next slide, is the Niles Canyon Train of Lights, which is happening December 4th. So, you know, they're $45 per person. Sarah Linda, are the tickets still available? Okay, so Sarah Linda has tickets in her pockets. She has the Santa stockings, so, or the Santa caps. So she's there. So thank you, Sarah Linda. So let's see. So Isaac, are we ready for the next part, or should we wait a little bit? Okay, all right. Okay, so moving forward with the so Kevin Kelly. So Peter, we're going to skip to the reintroduction. And if we could have Harold Lowe and Kevin Kelly come to the stage. And we don't do this very often, but we're going to reintroduce longtime Rotarian Harold Lowe. Can I jump in? Jump in.
Happy Thursday, everybody. My name's Kevin Kelly. I've been with Rotary 4 or 5 years. I've known Harold probably close to 7 or 8 years now, and I'm really honored to reintroduce him to Oakland Rotary. Thank you. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. So I think first off, to start with Harold, he's been part of Rotary for over 20 years. He's been on multiple different committees, and most recently led the Enterprise Camp Institute. Harold was born and raised in Oakland, grew up in East Oakland, West Oakland, North Oakland. So he's kind of been all parts. And some of his most fondest memories of growing up in Oakland were times with his grandfather. And there's one specific trip I want to talk about with the Scouts in Oakland at that time and his grandfather. They drove up to Vancouver, and then they went off to a small island off of Vancouver and spent the week there. And if you know Harold and his ability to connect with people, there was a family there that he's still connected with today, right? So when Harold was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and that family, he's still connected, that's, you know, 4,000 miles away. But those types of trips with his grandfather, he's passed off to his family. And one of his most favorite things to do with his kids and his wife, Andrea, are road trips. Interestingly enough, when Harold was 15 years old and he was attending Oakland Tech High School, he attended Camp Enterprise. And he said that was like profound kind of impact on his life for a couple different reasons. One, it introduced him to other peers interested in some of the similar things that Harold was. 2, it connected him with civic leaders in Oakland at 15 years old. 3rd, it gave him a bigger and larger context of the world. And 4th, it instilled with him a life of service and public service. And if for those of you that know Harold and those of you getting introduced to Harold, I don't know of too many people that do more service than Harold. And so I wanted to share some of the organizations that Harold is involved with. So 1, Rotary for over 20 years. Two, he was on the Measure G bond committee. He's been on the PTA at Skyline High School. He's been on the PTA at Melrose Leadership Academy. He's been on the boards of 100 Black Men, Calculus Roundtable, the Oakland Lacrosse Club. He's been integral in developing Scouts in Oakland. He advocated for young women to be part of Scouts. He made it more inclusive for Black and brown youth, and recently from Rotary won an award for his dedication and service to the Scouts. The thing is though, if you add, and that's like, I probably have missed another 20 things that Harold does in the city that he doesn't share with people. But when you ask Harold what he's most proud of, it's his family. He met his wife, Andrea, at Cal. She's also born and raised in Oakland. He has 3 children, Taylor, Daniel, and Oscar, all of them involved in Oakland, all of them at public schools, all of them doing activities. And I wanted to share a story about his daughter that I know he wouldn't share. And so his daughter is in the program that I run, Oakland Lacrosse Club. And when she was 15 years old, she was up at Skyline High School and their team would practice at Oakland High. And so every day she would have to take the bus down to Oakland High for practice. And a player from Skyline joined the program that was new to the country and didn't speak English. And so every single day, Taylor escorted her to practice, showed her where to get the public bus. They did their homework together on the bus, Taylor translating for her. And then when they had games and practices, she translated for the family to know like where they should be. Taylor's currently a sophomore at Georgetown, where she's majoring in international relations. And, you know, Howard wouldn't tell that story, but she's a clear reflection of him, right? And the service that he does to the city and how he's dedicated to it. And so today, and reintroducing Harold to Rotary, it's really hard to capture Harold in 3.5 minutes. And I think people understand that if you know Harold, and I've probably only captured like this much. And so he has such a unique perspective on Oakland, having lived here and all the work that he's done in service to the city. And so just today, make sure you honor and celebrate him, ask him questions, and get to know him. And so Harold, we just want to say from Rotary, thank you for your service and dedication to the city. Let's take a photo. Well,
sorry. Thank you, Harold. Oh, whoa. We got some bell ringers. Harold, check this out. All right, Miss Anna Marie Jones, can we get her a microphone, please? Or do we need? All right. Ring the bell. Yeah. Joe Garoka. Oh, can you give him the mic, Sean? Thanks.
I'd also like to ring the bell for my good friend Harold. Harold, you are so passionate and you have so many great ideas. If only you could find a way to share them on Facebook.
Joe Garoka. Okay, Michael. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael.
I'd like to ring the bell for a fellow Oakland Tech Bulldog. Thanks, Harold.
All right, not too many Bulldogs here, but okay. All right, Sean Marks.
Harold, thank you for leaving Oakland Lacrosse in such great shape as board chair. I'm the new board chair and I appreciate it. Please ring the bell.
Sean Marks. Ruth. Oh, wait. Fred Moore. Oh, wait. Ruth.
I'd like to ring the bell for Harold and thank him for his friendship.
Oh, ring the bell. Nice. Ruth Stroud. Alex Paulson.
I'm keeping the mic.
Oh, Jack rings the bell. Linda Bosenecker. All right, Rick Draper. Shannon Hackley. Oh, I'm sorry, Dudley. Alita Scola. Seth Butner. All right, Harold. Do you feel the love there, Harold? All right. Well, thank you for that, Kevin. And Harold, it was great to re-meet you. And Harold's been such a Kevin really summarized it pretty well. But David Stein, what was the award that Harold won for the Scouts? Sorry, put you on the spot.
So Harold received the Cliff Dockerman Award. And for those of you who don't know, Cliff Dockerman is a past Rotary International president. In addition to being a past Rotary International president and the president of UOP and active administrator at Cal. He was also on the national board of the Scouts. So the award requires nominations from both the Scout Council and from Rotary, and requires outstanding service in both organizations. Harold clearly demonstrates that. He's one of our key threes for scouting in Oakland, and I would like to ring the bell for Harold as well.
All right, thank you, David. All right, today we have a meeting sponsor, the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir. Marin Amdel is the executive director, and she will share a little bit more about this special organization. So welcome, Marin.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marin Amdal, and I've gotten to know a number of you over the last couple of years. I want to say I don't know how it's already Thanksgiving next week. I feel like it was the 1st of November yesterday. I still have butter to bake pie. I need to go to the store before it gets crazy this week. It's amazing. And as soon as I'm done baking that pie, I'm going to be blasting with Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir into our incredibly full December. And this week of Thanksgiving has got me reflecting on how much gratitude I have. As we are launching into the holidays, I just want to extend my thanks to all of you as my fellow Rotarians for all you've done to step up and support. I am really thankful for all that I've been able to learn and grow with all of you in the last couple of years. And as OIGC has really received a lot of support from you. My dear friend, Anna Marie Jones, has been after me to join Rotary for a while. And she often shares, I'm sure many of you have heard, her only Rotary regret is not having joined sooner. And I want to express that same feeling for Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir family. We have been so warmly welcomed by all of you, and we are so very thankful to be embraced by this incredible Rotary family. Last month, our fantastic marketing manager, Issa Chu, who is also a Rotary member, stood before you and asked for your support for OIGC and our upcoming holiday concert and our programming. And boy, did you step up. A heartfelt thank you to Rotary President Tom. Your support has been instrumental in helping to build this forward, and we are grateful for your leadership. Today, Tom just confirmed with me that Oakland Rotary is buying a block of 25 tickets, Center Orchestra, for our December 2nd show, and we never would have dreamed the commitment that would come up when we came and asked for your support. I also want to express appreciation to Will Hobbs, Keith Uriarte, Ruth Strout, Jack McAvoy, Barb Leslie, and of course, Anna Marie. Some of you know Gavin Newsom refers to OIGC as California's choir, but Michael Morgan called us Oakland's choir. And that's the title that we embrace. And we are so thankful for Oakland's Rotary in stepping up to support us. I still have room for half a dozen or so sponsors, and we always have room for Rotarians. You have about 2 weeks for your business to get your name on the program before our big show. So reach out. I'd love to find a way to partner together. It can be in cash or in kind. If you know some place that you can post a ticket looking ahead, post a flyer, there's on your table, you'll see posters and postcards, the small size ones. And my favorite are these business card size ones. So I'd love it if everybody in the room would take all the leaflets off the table and find someplace else to put them. That would be really great. Hang them up at your favorite restaurant or favorite place where you get your haircut or your faith service someplace. Everyone in the room is part of helping to make Oakland the best it can be. And we are doing all that we can. This season will be around the Bay Area in Oakland. We have our youth concert on December 16th, as well as our big show on December 2nd. We'll be at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco on Christmas Eve. And if you know anybody down the peninsula, we'll be at Mountain View. All of that is on these cards and on our website. And we are so thankful to have Rotary in the house for our big show at the Paramount in a couple of weeks. And thank you so much for all that you do.
Yeah, so again, I definitely want to support the arts. So, so please let's support their winter concert. And also, these meeting sponsorships, it's just a $250 donation to our Oakland Rotary Endowment. And you can promote your event, ask for sponsors. So we really encourage that, and, you know, it goes to a good cause. Barbara Beery, will you share a little bit about the Carl Stuckey World Community Service, what the committee's working on?
Thank you, President Tom. I hope you don't get bored with me being up here again. I never get bored talking about World Community Service. On Tuesday, we had an initial meeting, a Zoom meeting with our friends, Rotarian friends in Medellin is how you say it, I've just learned, in Colombia. And we're exploring starting a human papillovirus project to eliminate cervical cancer. And in the course of that conversation, I learned some more details that I want to share with you and invite you to the project fair in Colombia. It's going to be in Armenia. So there are 2 districts of Rotary in Colombia, and the Armenia is in the lower half of it. And it's a beautiful territory, and I'm so excited to go. But I want to share with you just a few little details about it to pique your interest so that you come too. First of all, there's going to be a pre-trip that's going to be organized by long-term Rotarians. They're very, very well organized with visiting global grant projects. Day of arrival, there is a welcome soiree. We tour the town of Ginebra, which has a hospital that they've donated to and a fish farm. Then there's a women coffee producers project that we're going to visit. And then not only a water project, a Rotary project, but we're visiting Santa Rosa Thermal Springs. So bring your bathing suit. Then bird watching, and then the Combia Farm, which is a coffee cultural experience, tasting and bringing home something for yourself or your donees. Then we transfer, the cost of that, well, I'm adding up to approximately $900. So that's pretty amazing for 7 days. Then we transfer to the project fair, and what's very special this year that you want to be there to appreciate is that cadres. Do you know what cadres are with Rotary International? There are people who have certain expertise in their professions that then they make available to people doing global grants. So for example, engineers would help, or hydrologists would help with water projects. So that is a very special offering because we'll have in-person opportunities to ask questions about how to get help with projects. And then, of course, the project presentations that people from all over bring to share. Then if that's not enough to combine fun with Rotary service, there will be a 5-day post-project fair in San Andres Island. Look it up on the website. It is unbelievable. Or if that's not enough and not your cup of tea to hang out on the beach, then you could go back to Medellin and meet with Rotarians who are going to visit other Rotary projects there, as well as meet our friends in Medellin to talk about the HPV project. So please, I have some descriptions on paper handouts. If you're interested, see me after. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, it's really incredible the work that Barbara does behind the scenes. I mean, this is really just the juice that, you know, that gives our club so much influence around the world, is our impact in these projects on 5 continents. So thank you for all your work, Barbara. And Ruth Straub will be sharing a little bit about the Rotary Foundation's annual fundraising drive.
Thank you, President Tom, online Rotarians, and everyone here in the ballroom. If you have it nearby, would you please look at your tabletop and everybody pick up the flyer if there's one available? This flyer is your ticket to participating in this year's Rotary Foundation fundraiser. As you know, November is the month that we focus on raising money for the Rotary International as in lieu of raising money for our local club. Years ago, Joe Gorelka said to me, Ruth, you know, Rotary International is important. And I said, well, Joe, I joined Rotary to do local stuff. What are you talking about? And he said, I am not good if my brother is not good. And that still just gives me tingles. This year I stepped up to become a major donor at Rotary International. And I invite all of you to give what you can in gratitude for all the things that we do here at Rotary together in our community and in the world. We are indeed people of action. As one of my best friends in life says, don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. And yeah, please, you know, I think the minimum donation is $25. So please give what you can. And let's make this another successful campaign. Alita Scola, please tell us what's coming up next month.
I don't think there's anyone here that's old enough to remember Senor Wences, is there? All right, here we go. I need your help. Is all right? The response is all right. This is my pitzel ironed. I'm going to make batter. I'm going to put them in here and make lots and lots and lots of cookies. And I invite you to do the same. Hold these up from your table. I just want to make sure you're good. Lois, help us. Okay, thanks. Very good. Very good. So we need you to bring 24 cookies and 15 copies of your recipe on December 14th. Is there anybody here who doesn't like cookies? Okay.
All right. All right. All right. That was interesting. Thank you, Alita. All right. Allison Bliss, would you please come up and just share very briefly what happened this past Saturday? And it's not a bad thing.
Only tell me very briefly. Hi, everybody. Thank you. I'm just going to tell you about the PAL camp cleanup that we did this past weekend with Wendy Takuda as our wonderful inspiration and leader. Wendy's an environmentalist. You may remember she spoke to our club and she's a former anchor woman on the news locally. So what we did was not so much right at the PAL camp this year because that wasn't as much needed as slightly below that, where we cleaned out and cut down dead trees and underbrush and diseased trees. Some people, Teresa, Mary Rudzer, pulled out dead hemlock. And then we had this wonderful long break after all this hard work, thanks to Carla and the entertainment committee. Thank you very much for the tray like that of donuts, I think, and fruit. And so I want to just acknowledge the people that helped out. Ken, my co-chair for Community Service Committee, Daniel Chang, who organizes all our service days. Thanks to everybody that helped. Lorna Padilla Marcus, who worked harder than probably anybody. Andrew Brown, a new member. If you haven't met him, he's really been helping a lot. Teresa Wyan, Ken Richardson, Joel Parrott. I already mentioned Mary Rudzer, Jesse Schmidt, the strongest one we can always count on to do the heavy work. And Will Hobbs, Mark Miller, and Cinder. And we also were joined, thanks to Ken Benson, by 3 women from an organization called Sparks, who just wanted to find out about Rotary. So wasn't that nice to have help from the community? Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Allison. And thank you for all our volunteers. And we'll definitely create some more volunteer opportunities in the future. So today is a special day. We have a new member, Carolyn Johnson and Isaac Cosreed. Would you please introduce our newest member and also 2 interesting facts?
Thank you, President Tom. Isaac Koss-Reed, Chair of the Membership Committee this year, and it is my distinct honor today to induct our latest member. Before I do that, I should note that I'm standing in for Council Member Kevin Jenkins, who I think joined earlier this year, and I'm going to give him lots of grief for not making it today. But he's very busy doing the work of the city and asked that I stand up for him. So CJ is currently the CEO of the Black Cultural Zone Economic Development Corporation, or Local Development Corporation. And prior to that was the leader of something called the East Oakland Black Cultural Zone Collaborative, which gave birth to this idea of formalizing an organization to actually do real concrete development work in East Oakland. She has more than 30 years of experience in entrepreneurship and business management, nonprofit operations, finance and commercial real estate, including development, financing, brokerage. She's a native of Oakland, California, and a proud graduate of Castlemont High School. She brings to the Black Cultural Zone her homegrown knowledge of East Oakland. We're excited to have her bring that to us here at Rotary as well. And so let's give an amazing Rotary welcome to CJ.
So she's been impactful in the community for a long time. So we're really, really honored that you're joining us today. So we do have some parting gifts, and that standing ovation, that's the first one's free. You have to earn the others. All right. So in this package, you'll receive our 4-way test, which will guide Rotarians in their daily lives as follows. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? So I know you already live by those. You'll also receive our Rotary Made Easy handbook, which includes information about our club and a directory of our 280 newest friends. Also included is your Rotary pin. You can wear this pin and join any Rotary club around the world. So when you travel, you can visit a Rotary club. And also Linda Hamilton produced a centennial book. Our club's 118 years old, or 115 years old. And so we did a centennial book, so that's also included. And your commitment is to attend meetings online or in person, and also attend or participate in one or more committees, and also practice service above self and contribute to our Rotary Foundation and Oakland Rotary Endowment. It is my privilege and pleasure to induct you as our newest member. And
I'm going to ring the bell for this little addendum. I wanted to note that I just added up the numbers this morning, and we are going to induct 22 new members before the end of the year. 22 new members. And to celebrate on December 14th, this is a sneak preview. No flyer has been created even yet. On December 14th, Thursday, from 6 to 8 at the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. You know, that slide? Yeah, curling. Yeah, that exists in Oakland, in East Oakland. And we're going to do a new member celebration there. So mark your calendars.
And besides the thousands of things that Isaac's involved in, he's our membership chair. So thank you for taking that on, Isaac, this year. And that sounds like a great event. We were going to have a fellowship moment, but we're going to postpone that for 2 weeks. So I apologize, Linda Hamilton. I know you were all set to go. I'm sorry. So Tommy Edwards, will you please come to the stage and introduce today's speaker?
Good morning, fellow Rotarians and treasured guests. It's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Catherine Greenbaum, Deputy Director at the Children's Creativity Museum in downtown San Francisco. I met Catherine this past spring when the museum's board treasurer referred her to Beneficial State Bank to open new primary banking accounts here in Oakland. I quickly learned that the museum's board, the executive director, Dr. Carol Tang, and Catherine were all in agreement that their core values of equity and co-creation were not just words on paper. They sought out a new financial partner in Beneficial State Bank because they believe that every facet of their business should be used to strengthen our communities. I thought that their story and mission would resonate with Oakland Rotary, and I was heartened to learn that Catherine already had ties to Rotary as a former Rotary Youth Leadership Awards participant and a Foundation Ambassadorial Scholar. Catherine and her colleague Kelsey Holtaway are here today to tell us more about how we can all build creative confidence and collaboration skills. Please help me give a warm welcome to Catherine Greenbaum.
Thank you so very much, Tommy. I want to thank also President Tom, who just departed behind me. There we go. Ruth and Jesse for helping us prepare for today. And I'd also like to acknowledge someone else on the stage here, Isaac Koss-Reed, who helped guide the Children's Creativity Museum through many of the ups and downs during the COVID-19 recovery. So thank you, Isaac. Kelsey and I are here today to hopefully inspire you in your last meeting before Thanksgiving. Well, we're going to talk a little bit briefly about the Children's Creativity Museum and our mission to serve children and families. We'll rekindle, hopefully, a joy for playful learning, so get ready to use your fingers and those Legos on the table. And hopefully remind all of us that creativity at its core helps us generate ideas, solve problems, and make a positive impact in our communities. Next slide, please. We're on the second slide now. I'll just keep going in the interest of time. We opened in 1998, 25 years ago, because business and civic leaders were concerned about a widening technology gap between the haves and have-nots. Their answer, in one part, was Xeum, an art and technology experience located in downtown San Francisco that was accessible for urban youth from throughout the Bay Area. Our museum and theater were constructed as part of a redevelopment effort in our Yerba Buena neighborhood. And our museum's design mirrors the meandering, nonlinear path that creativity and innovation often take. Our theater encourages youth to learn on stage and behind the scenes in a supportive, hands-on setting. Next slide. As research about formative early childhood experiences through creativity began to emerge, our board and staff rebranded as the Children's Creativity Museum in 2011. With this shift, we embraced a younger audience with a foundational aspiration to nurture creativity and collaboration skills in all children and families. We've now served more than 1.2 million visitors to date with a look and please touch experience, which is pretty rare in the museum field. With us, children and families engage in play-based learning and tackle hands-on design challenges that build essential skills in creativity and collaboration. Next slide. You'll see our team here. We have always been led by a director of color, with Dr. Carol Tang having served as our executive director since 2015. We proudly recruit and retain staff who represent the diversity of our communities, with over 50% of our staff identifying as people of color. Next slide. Similarly, we recruit board members who represent the diversity of our surrounding communities, as well as a wide spectrum of businesses, nonprofit, and civic engagements in arts and technology. Next slide. Most importantly, though, we are located in an ever-changing socioeconomic urban landscape, very much like what you have here in Oakland. 62% of our visitors identify as people of color. We actively connect with children in our community through school field trips, serving Title I schools for free. Discounted youth groups for youth services such as YMCA and the Boys and Girls Club, and free festivals in our courtyard theater and adjacent Carousel Plaza. Roughly 25% of our visitors attend the museum for free through access programs that serve low-income families in our community. So in short, when our community gathers to play, creativity and collaboration follow, regardless of race, ethnicity, religious affiliation, or income. Next slide. So how exactly do we build creative confidence and collaboration skills? For a number of years now, our executive director, Dr. Tang, and our in-residence neuroscience expert, Dr. Daryl Porcello, have collaborated with national and statewide networks, such as the NASA Informal STEM Education Network and the LEGO Playful Learning Museum Network, to build and test our theory of change. Our Imagine, Create, Share cycle, shown here, uses intentionally designed educational activities, facilitators who are trained in youth development to really emphasize process over product, and the physical spaces that allow children's imaginations to soar through flow. We build creative confidence, as Kelsey likes to say, by being professional, open-ended question askers. We validate every child's idea, encouraging them to express themselves, and most importantly, be willing to take risks. So think of it kind of like building a muscle at the gym, right? You pick up a weight, you do repetitions over time, and it helps you develop the ability to tackle creative questions that the days may bring. So you're probably thinking, this is great for children. I love it. What does it have to do with me as a business leader in my community? Next slide, please. Well, you might be surprised to learn that creativity is actually one of the most sought after skills in the workplace and will likely be so into the future. This graph here, shown from the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, released just this past May, shows the evolving skills landscape. I know it's incredibly tiny, so let me interpret it for you. Along the left-hand side, they tracked core skills in 2023 and then compared those skills with the expectations over the next 5 years. Highly valued skills in both of those timeframes are found in that upper right quadrant. Creative thinking is near the top. Other figures in the report also show that creative thinking is among the top 5 core skills for workers in 2023, and it's actually the #1 skill on the rise for increasing importance. And the World Economic Forum isn't alone in this assessment. Respected thought leaders from Harvard Business Review to IDEO have all been saying for years that creativity and innovation are important across all industries because today's business challenges require inventive solutions. The takeaway is that being creative is really a lifelong pursuit, and it's a skill set that can open doors to professional growth. Next slide. We've seen firsthand how creativity manifests itself in the career paths of our own staff, opening doors for diverse representation in a myriad of business, civic, and nonprofit settings. And just to cite a couple of examples, Denzel Russell started with us back in 2009 and worked through a number of positions before now serving as the communications manager for the Hidden Genius Project. Jesse Annette Cohen also worked with us for a number of years and today serves as the managing director of Eisen Presents and the operations and finance director at Cutting Ball Theater. Tom Durkin on the far right began his journey with us as a creative fellow back in 2012, and after a decade with us, has now joined IDEUM as the senior exhibits developer, designing immersive experiences for museums and science centers all across the United States. So the takeaway here is that if you want to encourage innovation, boost productivity, and foster growth and adaptability, you really need to look no further than creativity. Next slide. Today, we invite you to now exercise your own creative muscles, so get those fingers ready. There are a couple of hands-on activities. To guide us through the experience, I'd like to welcome my colleague, Kelsey Holtaway. Kelsey has been with us since 2018 and serves as our playful learning team lead. She's going to walk us through a couple of activities that are inspired by the upcoming Thanksgiving holiday. Take it away, Kelsey.
Hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Kelsey Holtaway, and I am the Playful Learning Team Lead at the Children's Creativity Museum. And you may be thinking to yourself, that's a very interesting title, and you are correct for many reasons, but mostly because when we think of play and learning, they're usually two separate things. They're kind of siloed off. We see that a lot in schools where we'll have math from 10:30 to noon, and then recess, if we're lucky, from noon to 12:30, and then we're back in class. And the older we get, the less and less of that playtime that we have. But through a lot of research, the Lego Foundation, which is kind of like the educational sector of Lego, along with a lot of experts in the education field, have done a lot of research. It's kind of intuitive to our younger selves, but the research has concluded that play and learning go hand in hand. And when we learn through play, that learning goes deeper and we learn much, much quicker. And there's lots of different types of learning and there's lots of different types of play, but Lego has narrowed it down to 5 key characteristics that make learning playful. And those characteristics you can't really see up there, so I'm going to tell you. They're iterative, meaning you can do the same thing over and over and over again and do it differently. It's like the opposite of being crazy. Or it's doing the same thing a bunch and being able to build on that. Joyful, because you can't have play without joy. Who wants that? Meaningful. So connecting what we're learning and what we're doing to the world around us and seeing how it connects back to us. Actively engaging. At the museum, we refer to this as losing time, essentially. Getting into a creative flow. So you're so deep into what you're doing that the outside world kind of doesn't matter. And then last, socially interactive. So not just playing with your neighbors and your friends and your parents or caregivers, but meeting new people and crossing those bridges. But I'm not just going to talk to you about playful learning. We're going to play to learn about playful learning. And I'm going to walk around because I can't sit still. I'm going to see. Well, I'm not going to do that here. Does this work? Hello? Okay, great. I know you all have buckets of Legos on your tables because I've heard you play with them, which is great. So we're going to do a quick warm up right now. Everyone take like 6 to 10 of those bricks. And if you've already built something, take it apart. Life is ephemeral. Lean into it. All right, you have 10 seconds to grab 5 to 10 bricks. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now I'm giving you 30 seconds. And with those bricks, you're going to build a turkey. Go. 30 seconds. Make a turkey. No right answers. No wrong answers, I guess I should say. They're all right answers. And I don't actually have an official way to keep time, so it's just in my head. Probably about halfway through. Turkey, turkey, turkey. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Probably much longer than 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hold up your turkeys. Let's see all these turkeys. So many beautiful turkeys. So many very interesting and unique and creative turkeys. Let's see. Okay, that one has height to it. Beautiful. Turkeys. Love it. Is this the tail feather? It's beautiful. It's all up to interpretation. Stunning. Beautiful. That one's a little threatening. Okay, that was just your warm up. Take it apart. Dismantle your turkey. Taking our turkeys apart. Okay. Those are all beautiful turkeys. Not one of you needed a perfect piece to build them. You all just did what you had to do to build a turkey. And you're going to use that mindset now. And I'm going to give you, I don't know, how am I on time? All right, you all get 2 minutes to recreate a joyful memory from your childhood. You don't have a limit on bricks. You just get to recreate a joyful memory from your childhood. Who was there? Where were you? What were you feeling? I see lots of intent faces. So much you are. Stretch that muscle. We do not have many figures. You must use your creativity to embody a person. You got 1 minute. 1 minute to recreate joy. Tommy, you're not even trying. Got about 30 seconds left. I know that 2 minutes feels like a luxury after 30 seconds. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Joyful memories up in the air. Let's see them. Let's see them. Let's see them. Let's see them. Let's see it. All right. Can you tell us about yours?
Have people in front of the mouth.
My joyful memory. Yeah, all right.
I think we're all really excited. So maybe not individual people, but I love seeing a sandbox. We have a sandbox. We have a bunk bed. I think I share those childhood memories. I had to share my bunk bed with my brother, so I don't know if mine were as joyful, but let's see. Other joyful memories, other joyful memories. The beach. Yeah, I can see that. Lovely. Something to drive, yes. A little bit more abstract, that joyful memories. Joyful memory of using Legos as a child, so creating as children. Yes, oh, whoa, okay, we have very elaborate, someone may have used all of the Legos at their table. Go ahead. Also, I hear he cheated and his fellow Rotarians are snitching. What is it? A water park at Legoland. That sounds like a great time. That's joyful for me. All right. Let's see. A diving board, a cat. Fishing with your grandpa. So you can all kind of see, now you know more about joyful learning. It's kind of more in your brains. It was meaningful. I'm getting cut off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelsey. Everyone, feel free to keep playing with the Legos while I just wrap up for you here. As you can see, creative confidence building is a lot of fun, right? Playing with Legos. When was the last time you did that, right? Let's take advantage of these moments to try and spark creativity, and you'll find that it actually translates into lots of other areas in life. Next slide real quick. We are thrilled to have been able to actually mark our 25th anniversary. We're nowhere near, what, 115 where you guys are at? Okay, so we got some catching up to do, but we've marked 25 years in San Francisco. This was a picture from our groundbreaking that we recently had in October. We're having some investments that have been made by the state. Again, thanks to Isaac Kostreed and team for helping to make that possible. We've brought together our founding chair and ED, our current chair and ED, and a lot of different state and local representatives to reinvest in the Children's Creativity Museum so that we have decades ahead of us. So we invite you to learn more at the link that was shown on the former slide there. Or better yet, just come visit us. We're a very simple, short BART ride away. Okay, maybe not during APEC, but next week, come visit us. And we'd love to see you at our museum, our theater, and our carousel. So again, on behalf of the Children's Creativity Museum, Kelsey and I are thrilled to have been invited to be here with you today. We hope you enjoyed a little bit of joyful, lifelong, creative, playful learning. We wish you the best for Thanksgiving and a warm holiday season. Yeah.
Okay. Tommy Edwards. Oh, yes. All right, Tommy Edward rings the bell. And a bell ring is a generous $100 donation to our Oakland Rotary Endowment. Rudy Besikoff. Oh, do we have a microphone for Rudy? Right? Yeah.
Absolutely want to appreciate the Children's Creativity Museum, but I'm ringing the bell today, just as the president of Laney College, to extend thank you to Oakland Rotary number 3 for the generous donation of turkeys to the students in our learning communities. And I'm sorry I was not able to get over to the Student Center yesterday, but just want to ring the bell today. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rudy. And thank you to our Food and Security Committee for that. Well, we're actually taking questions right now, but go ahead, Alita. What did you guys caught me a little off guard with that. Okay, do we have any questions for Catherine? This was really an amazing presentation. Okay, Jack McAvoy.
Two very good questions. Before the pandemic, we had over 120,000 visitors a year. The pandemic, of course, shrunk that a little bit and we're building back up. We're now a little bit north of 50,000 visitors per year. And again, 25% of those families are coming through our doors for free for low-income family access. Funding streams are interesting. We, before the pandemic, had a pretty rigorous earned revenue stream, as you can imagine, and that has diminished. We're trying to build that back up. We do have a fair amount of support from the Yerba Buena Gardens Conservancy, which is the garden space in which we live. Otherwise, we live off of a lot of generous government grants and foundation grants, some corporate support, and some individual contributions as well. Thanks. Any other questions we can answer? Kelsey and I are both here.
Joyce.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm sorry, but I missed, where are you located, please?
We're located in downtown San Francisco, right next to Moscone Convention Center. So just off of the Powell Street Station.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, Ralph.
Do you still do the claymation?
Kelsey, you want to tell about the latest variation on animation?
Yeah, so when we came back from the pandemic, just background information, we had an exhibit that was a claymation stop motion animation studio where kids could build and create characters and sets using clay. And then we taught them how to animate that with all stuff in-house. They could animate their own stop motion movie and we would send it to them. Post-pandemic, we didn't want to give people a bunch of clay because that feels weird. So we transitioned over to Lego bricks. So we still do stop motion animation. We just do it with Lego bricks.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any other questions? I have a question. What's the future? What are some big goals or ideas for the Children's Creativity Museum in the next 10, 25 or 25 years?
Gosh, that's an easy question to answer. I would say we are obviously making a reinvestment in our home space right now in Yerba Buena Gardens. We are committed to staying in San Francisco and being a resource for our community. We're definitely well ingrained in the Soma Pilafines community in which we serve. And that's really a connection that we feel is a strong, long-lasting relationship. But beyond that, we are definitely expanding the use of some of our activities in other spaces. And maybe Kelsey, if you could come and talk about the Northern California Museum Network and the Mystery Box Challenge extensions. Oh,
No,
did we just
no,
get
no, no. That's something happened with the mic.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Check. Okay, go ahead.
Not mine. We good?
Do you hear that click?
Oh yeah, so we've been working with the Lego Foundation to, I guess I can just yell at all of you. Oh, okay, great. With the Lego Foundation, which introduced the 5 characteristics of play, there's a greater network that we're a part of with museums and science centers from across the United States. And this past year, we kind of took that model and created our own network of small museums within the Bay Area. So working with them to talk about playful learning and a specific exhibit of ours and kind of create a
a network of shared resources. So everyone just openly shares everything. A lot of times in museums, there's like charges for sharing exhibits, and we want to move away from that. We really want to lean into creative collaboration. So that's like a top of the list, furthering that, I would say.
But let's give our speakers a big round of applause. So as a thank you to Catherine and Kelsey, it's customary for us to make a donation to a charity or a cause. And this year, my area of focus is around youth and parks and open space. And so we'll be making a donation in your honor to the Ann Woodell Swim Scholarship Fund through the Oakland Parks and Rec Foundation, and scholarship fund, and which supports the Oakland Swim Initiative. So every child in Oakland can learn to swim by 5th grade. So thank you. So the next part of our meeting is, so we had a couple bell ringers for Harold. Harold, you got a couple more. So Ken Benson and Linda Chu both ring the bell for you, Harold. Okay, and Alita, I apologize for being so rude earlier, but did you?
You can't out-rude me, Tom. I don't think you can. My name is Alita Scola, and I never say what I do. I have a picture framing place in an art gallery and do restoration on Grand Avenue. Come visit me, but that's not why I have the mic. I have the mic to ring the bell for Karen, who forced me to go to Pilates like a year ago, and it really has helped me enormously. But also her unflinching dedication to the Rotary and everything and every one of the values that it espouses is truly inspiring for me, and I'm grateful.
All right. So Alita for Karen. So thank you, Karen, for all that you do with the food insecurity and everything else you do with the club. I skipped over a couple slides earlier, but on your table, we have some upcoming events that I just wanted to highlight. So again, we have the 38th annual Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choirs concert on December 2nd. Yeah. So we'll be purchasing a block of tickets. We'll put that on our Eventbrite page, and you can purchase there, or you can purchase directly by going to the Paramount Theater or Ticketmaster. Also, Also, we'll be purchasing a block of discounted tickets for the Piedmont East Bay Children's Choir's Candlelight Concert on Saturday, December 9th at the beautiful First Presbyterian Church in Oakland. And I'll send out more information about this, but that will also be on our Eventbrite page. And then ACT has offered us a 20% discount to A Christmas Carol for their preview and opening night performances. So and the discount code is Rotary 20. So capital R Rotary 20. And due to weather, we're canceling the dog meetup this weekend, but we will have the Pacific Pinball Museum on Sunday, November 26th in Alameda. So you can reserve, it would be good if you plan on going, just to say let us know you're coming by reserving on Eventbrite, but you will purchase your tickets or admission at the Pinball Museum. It doesn't bring me joy to announce the next one, which is a longtime member Carl Anderson passed away on November 4th. And so we will give him proper recognition and say some words about Carl at our next meeting on November 30th. Ruth Straub, are you still out there? Okay, can we get Ruth a microphone? That's not a microphone. Oh. Sit. There's a lot of play today, so. Okay.
So fellow Rotarians, please do not come next Thursday to the ballroom. Please enjoy Thanksgiving with your families. We'll see you at the end of the month, the last Thursday, when Mike Gilmetti will talk to us about the Brooklyn Basin Project. I know everybody's interested about the development of Oakland, so I really hope you'll take an opportunity to let your friends and family know and to invite everyone to attend either here in the ballroom or on Zoom. Thank you.
Okay, and I would be, thank you, Ruth. And I'd be remiss without thanking our AV crew. Peter Shares is remote, but he handled our Zoom today. So thank you, Peter. And also Ralph and Armand and Jesse Bowdle for his help. Yeah, thank you, Ralph and Armand. And Jesse Bowdle for doing all that he does to keep our club running. And Julie Fox and Wendy Howard back there, and they would appreciate it if you could bust your tables. And CJ and Isaac, if you can make your way to the back so we can greet you on the way out. And the Rotary Foundation, who served as greeters and also sharing more about their committee and the fundraising drive. So thank you everyone who joined us in person, and thank you everyone who joined us online. And remember, Oakland Rotary is here for you. This meeting is adjourned.